Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining in for our daily study of Srila Prabhupada's book. We are currently studying Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge. We are on the first chapter of Srila Prabhupada's book. And then we continue with our special Kartik celebration, wherein we are reciting several prayers for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. We'll start with the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapatakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varjana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradushe Namaha Panchatattva-atmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Dharalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mishuram Hari Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna. So Dandat pranams to all the devotees. Thank you all for joining in again. So we are studying Raja Vidya, the King of Knowledge. We are on chapter 1 of this wonderful book written by Srila Prabhupada, wherein we read that what is the greatest knowledge? Sarva Raja Vidya means the king of all knowledge, wherein Prabhupada actually starts with this verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Right? Prabhupada says, Idam tute guhyatamam pravekshyam anusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Right? Idam tute guhyatamam. Right? Why am I telling you this guhya gyan? Guhya gyan means the most confidential knowledge. Right? Guhyatamam. Right? What is a guhyatamam gyan? Guhyatamam gyan is to understand that the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the servant of the Lord, and my duty is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this verse 9.1, right, of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is actually telling Arjuna, why am I giving this Guhyatamam Gyan to you and not anybody else? Why? Because you are anasuyave. That means you are not envious of me. Pravakshyami anusuyave. Jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Right? I am imparting you this confidential secret knowledge because you are not envious of me. And this knowledge, what does it do? Yajnatva mokshase shubhat. By knowing this knowledge, what will happen? You can get over the 3 modes of material existence. And then Prabhupada goes on to describe the definition of Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is somebody who possesses all the 6 opulences in full. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasya shriya jnana vairagyayaschaiva sannam bhaga itingana. Bhaga means opulences. Bhagavan means opulences. Van means Dhanavan is one who possesses wealth. Similarly, Bhagavan means somebody who possesses all the 6 opulences in full. And then we also discussed how many people may possess varying degrees of these opulences, but no one can possess them for eternity, and no one can possess them in unlimited quantities, right? Some of them may have more of beauty, some more of fame, some less of knowledge. Some of them have more of knowledge, less of fame. Some of them may have more of wealth, less of knowledge, right? But all the six opulences are unlimited quantities and eternally can exist only in the Supreme Lord, who is called Krishna. Sarvam akarshati iti Krishna. Krishna means one who attracts everybody to him. Right? In this material world, we were discussing how we are attracted to certain people who are famous, we are attracted to certain people who are wealthy, we are attracted to certain people who are knowledgeable. But who is that person who possesses the entire beauty, knowledge, wealth, strength, fame, and renunciation? Such person should be our only object of attraction. But unfortunately, we are getting attracted to all the wrong things in life. And then Prabhupada goes to talk about the definition of Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram. Right? He is the Supreme Lord who is full of all opulences, and he is the Supreme CEO. Right? We said that the Lord is the Supreme Controller, the Lord is the Supreme Enjoyer, and the Lord is the Supreme owner of everything. And this is the peace formula that Krishna has given in the Bhagavad Gita. Why is this a peace formula? Because if we know that the Lord is the proprietor, then I am not worried about, oh, I have lost this, or I'm not getting this. I will not lament or hanker for things. Why? Knowing well that the Lord is the owner of everything, the Lord is the proprietor of everything. Whatever he has given me, I will utilize it in his service, and whenever he takes it back, he takes it back. Right? Nothing did I possess from the beginning. Whatever he has given, he's taken it back. So there is nothing that I need to hanker or lament about. Right? And then Supreme Proprietor, Supreme Enjoyer. Right? When we know that the Lord is the Supreme Enjoyer, then I will not feel anxiety when I'm not able to enjoy certain things. When certain things are taken away from me, I will not hanker for it, because I know that I'm not meant to be the enjoyer. I am meant to be the enjoyed. I'm supposed to be enjoyed with the Supreme Lord. I'm supposed to be the servant of the Supreme Lord. So I have to employ all of my propensities, skills, resources in the service of the Supreme Lord, right? And then the Lord is the Supreme Proprietor, the Lord is the Supreme Enjoyer, and the Lord is the Supreme Owner, right? All of these things go together. So I am not the enjoyer, I am to be enjoyed. I am not the owner, I am merely a trustee of certain properties or certain skills or resources the Lord has given me, and I have to utilize it in the service of the Lord. This will give me peace, because I am not in anxiety at all, because I don't think anything, I am not the owner of anything. So why should I be in anxiety if something is taken away? Why should I be in anxiety that something is not given to me? If I deserve it, I will get it. If I don't deserve it, then how much ever I desire, how much ever ugra karma I may do so much of endeavor, but something that is not supposed to come according to my destiny will not come to me. Similarly, if I make the right endeavor, if I don't over endeavor also, if I make the right amount of endeavor and then wait for the mercy of the Lord, then I will get whatever I'm supposed to get, right? It is not that I should not become lazy that I don't endeavor. At the same time, I should not over endeavor to get certain things, right? I should be balanced in my approach. Yukta ahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmashu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkaha. All the miseries will be removed. Peace will be obtained when we are regulated in our activities, knowing well that what lies within my control is only the endeavor part of it. And then I'm going to depend on the Lord for everything else. And then what did we read? We read this most important words. Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Right? Are we deriving pleasure in serving the Lord? If we are deriving pleasure in serving the Lord, then we are evolving in the process of bhakti. If you are not deriving any pleasure, fantastic. That is the time then we tell ourselves, right? I'm not supposed to enjoy even the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I'm doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. If the Lord enjoys, then automatically we will feel bliss in our hearts. And then finally, Prabhupada spoke about Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanaman Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Right? After many lifetimes, somehow or the other, by the Ajnata Sukruti or by the grace of causeless mercy of Guru, what are we getting? We are getting the understanding that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. The Lord Vasudeva is all in all. And one who knows this, sa Mahatma Sudurlabha, one who understands this is very, very great and is also very, very rare, because very, very difficult to understand God, right? We may understand so many other things. We may try to endeavor to get so much of knowledge, unnecessary knowledge, which adds weight to our head. But the real knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, will only increase the humility of our heart. It will not increase the weight of our head. So, okay, let's now move towards our today's study. This is Prabhupada starting with the explanation of Bahunam Janmanamante, right? After many, many lifetimes, only a rare soul actually surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like that. Okay, anyone wants to read? Yes, Shobhamayi Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Donat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats.
As long as we do not surrender, we cannot understand God. Surrender to God may take many births, but if we accept that God is great, it is possible to surrender unto Him immediately. But generally, this is not our position in the material world. We are characteristically envious and consequently think, oh, why should I surrender to God? Uh, I am independent. I shall work independently. Therefore, in order to rectify this misgiving, we have to work for many births. In this regard, the name of Krishna is especially significant. Krish means repetition of birth, and Na means one who checks. Our repetition of birth can be checked only by God. No one can check his repetition of birth and death without the causeless mercy of God. The subject matter of the 9th chapter is Raja Vidya. Raj means king and Vidya means knowledge. In the ordinary life, we find one person king in one subject and another in another subject. This knowledge, however, is sovereign over all others, and all other knowledge is subject or relative to it. The word ud means transcend, and tama means darkness. And that knowledge which surpasses this world and knowledge of this world is called uttamam. It is the knowledge of light and darkness has been separated from it. If one follows this path of knowledge, he will personally understand how far he has progressed down the path of perfection. Pratyak Shavagamam Dharmayam. Mataji, please scroll. Sukham Kartum indicates that this knowledge is permanent. We may work in this material world for education or riches, but these things are not avyayam. For as soon as this body is finished, everything else is also finished. With death, our education, advanced degrees, bank balances, family, everything, we are all finished. Whatever we are doing in this material world is not eternal. However, this knowledge is not like that. Neha Bhikrama Nashosti.
Oh, sorry, Mataji. Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry.
Oh.
So I just wanted to explain this section of it, and then we can ask some other devotee to read. Thank you, Mataji. So here, the first verse is explained in great detail. What is the verse? Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam. Right? The 4 words, important words are described here. Raja Vidya means king of all knowledge. Raja Guhyam means the secret of all secrets. Pavitram means pure, right? And Uttamam means the supreme knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, right? What? 1 second. So Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, and then Pratyaksha Vagamamam Dharmyam, right? This is the path to perfection, right? We all want to go back home, back to Godhead. And this is the path to our perfection. Pratyaksha Vagamamam Dharmyam. Dharmyam means what is our dharma? That is what cannot be removed from a substance. That's called the dharma of the substance, right? That is the sugar's sweetness, right? Can we remove sweetness from sugar? No. Similarly, what is the dharma of the soul? The dharma of the soul is to serve, right? And what is the path of perfection is to render that service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Prabhupada tells either we render service to the Lord or we render service to a dog. Either we render service to God or to dog, right? Service we have to do. We are servants. We will have to necessarily serve. But whom we decide to serve? Are we deciding to serve the Lord or are we serving, are we deciding to serve the dog or our own senses? Right? In this way, what is the path of perfection? Pratyaksha dharmyam. It can be experienced by performing, using our senses in the service of the Lord. And then susukam kartumavyayam. How it is very, very joyful to execute this process of knowledge. What is this process of knowledge that we execute every day? It's called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. Engaging our senses in the service of the master of the senses, who is Rishikesha. Then what happens? Then Avyayam. Avyayam means everything pertaining to this body is finished at the time of death. But what is eternal is the devotional service that we've rendered in this body. Even if the material body perishes, right? Whatever devotional service we have done, it will get accumulated to our credit eternally. And then in the next lifetime, we will continue from where we have left. That is why it is Avyayam. That means it will not be finished. The benefit of performing devotional service is eternal. That's why Prabhupada is quoting this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Neha vikramanashosti. There is no nasha. There is no loss or diminution in this path of bhakti. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavayo na vidyate means it will protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Right? Pratyavayo na vidyate. That means what do you call that? Swalpam. Okay, let's read the entire verse in entirety, then we'll be able to understand. See, swalpam api yasya dharmasya. That means even if we do a little bit of dharma, that means even if we do a little bit of devotional service, which is the dharma of the soul, trayate mahato bhayat. That means it will protect us from the most dangerous type of fear. Neha vikrama nasho. Neha vikrama nashosti means there is no loss. Pratyavayo na vidyate. That means there is not even a reduction in the path of devotional service. That means the benefits that we're going to accrue by rendering devotional service are only going to increase, are only going to multiply. There are not going to be any kind of reduction, or there is not going to be any kind of loss in this path of devotional service. In this endeavor, okay, we've not read this yet. Let me ask, who is Sridhar Prabhu? Sridhar Prabhu, go ahead and you can read this part of it. You can read from the verse Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayona Vidyate from there.
It is endeavor, there is no loss of diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Bhagavad Gita 2.40. Knowledge in Krishna consciousness is so perfect that if one performs work in Krishna consciousness and yet does not attain perfection, in his next life, he takes up from wherever he left off. In other words, action performed in Krishna consciousness is durable. On the other hand, material achievement, because they pertain to the body and vanish at death. Knowledge that pertain to designation does not endure. I am thinking that I am a man or woman, an American or an Indian, a Christian or a Hindu. These are all designations pertaining to the body. And when the body is finished, there will be also be finished. We are actually split. And there are spiritual activities will go with us whatever we go. Sri Krishna indicates that the king of knowledge is also happily performed. We can easily see that the activities that Krishna conscious are joyfully done. There is chanting and dancing, eating prasada, food that has been offered to Krishna, and discussing Bhagavad Gita. These are all the mind process. There are no stringent rule and regulations that we have to sit so straight for so long or do so many gymnastics or control our breath. No, the process is very easily and happily done. Everyone wants to dance, to sing, to eat, and hear the truth. The process is truly sukham, very happy. In the material world, there are
thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Dandavad Pranam Mataji.
Thank you, Haribol. Okay, so here, So here Prabhupada is talking about, how it is joyfully performed. That's explanation of how devotional service is joyfully performed. Then Prabhupada is saying how we the only religious movement where the day starts with the singing and dancing, right? We start with Mangala Arati, where we are singing and dancing in front of the deities. And in the night also, before we go to sleep, the Shine Arati is performed. In almost all the ISKCON temples, we have the Shine Arati that's performed. So early morning is also singing and dancing. And late in the night also 9:30 Shine Arati is performed. So this is how our entire Krishna consciousness movement is chanting, dancing, and having nice Krishna prasadam. So there are no hard and fast rules, right? Neha, what is that verse? Chetodarpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavagnirvapanam Shreya Keravachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandamudivardhanam Paripadam Purna Amrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Namnam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktish Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. There are no rules and regulations in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. Right? There is no time, place, circumstance when you cannot chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra can be done at any time. It can be done at any place. Of course, we don't take our bead bag inside the washroom. However, even when we are taking bath, whatever we are doing, even when we are cutting vegetables, when we are going out, we are walking, we are driving, our mouth can continuously vibrate the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? The only rule that we have established, or what has been told to us by the acharyas, is that our minimum 16 rounds, we have to do Hare Krishna chanting as an exclusive activity. But apart from that, whatever we are doing, right? Whether we are walking, whether we are cleaning, whether we are folding the clothes, whether we are cooking, whatever we are doing, right? We can simply dovetail all of these activities and make it Krishna conscious simply by remembering Krishna, by chanting Krishna's names, by hearing lectures about Krishna, by hearing the glories of Krishna. So in this way, it is joyfully performed. And then Prabhupada is talking about how it does not require so much of austerity. You're not supposed to sit like this in pranayama, close your eyes in meditation for 5-6 hours, think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are not meant to be doing that, right? Because we are Anandamayo Abhyasat. We are always seeking pleasure in whatever we are doing. That is why in this process of Krishna consciousness, there is a lot of pleasure. There is susukam kartuma vyayam. As we perform devotional service, it gives us bliss because we are engaged in the serving of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we want to give him happiness. Right? When he is the Mamevamsha Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. He is the Supreme Lord. When he is satisfied, then all of his amshas, right, become automatically satisfied. So in this way, Prabhupada is saying, everyone wants to dance, sing, eat, etc. And that is the process that we are even prescribing, right? We are prescribing a process that makes everyone happy in this process by eating, sleeping, and honoring only Krishna Prasadam, right? Even when we sleep, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu was saying, right? Even when we sleep, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to think that if I'm going to sleep for the next 6 hours, I'm going to rejuvenate myself to render devotional service when I wake up in the morning tomorrow. So that is the mood of a devotee of the Lord. That whatever I am doing, even my swadharma, whatever I am doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. I'm doing, even sleeping, I'm doing because I can rejuvenate myself for the service of the Lord. That's what it is. Okay, next who will read? Karpagavalli Mataji, go ahead. In the material world.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes,
Am I audible, Mataji? Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
In the material world.
Oh, Leelanandini Mataji, have you read?
In the material world, there are so many
already, right?
No, I didn't read.
Okay. So after Karpagavalli Mataji, you can read. Okay, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay.
In the material world, there are so many gradations of education. Some people never finish grammar school or high school, whereas others go on and receive a university education, a BA, MA, PhD, and so on. But what is this Raja Vidya, the king of education, the summum bonum of knowledge? It is this Krishna consciousness. Real knowledge is understanding what I am. Unless we come to the point of understanding what we are, we cannot attain real knowledge. When Sanatana Goswami left his government post and came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time, he asked the Lord, what is education? Although Sanatana Goswami knew a number of languages, including Sanskrit, he still inquired about real education. The general populace calls me highly educated. Sanatana Goswami told the Lord, and I am such a fool that I actually believe them. The Lord replied, why should you not think you are well educated? You are a great scholar in Sanskrit and Persian. That may be, Sanatana Goswami said, but I do not know what I am. He then went on to tell the Lord, I do not wish to suffer, but these material miseries are forced on me. I neither know where I have come from nor where I am going, but people are calling me educated. When they call me a great scholar, I am satisfied. But in truth, I am such a great fool that I do not know what I am. Sanatana Goswami was actually speaking for all of us, for this is our present situation. We may be proud of our academics education, but if we asked what we are not able to say. Everyone is under the conception that this body is the self, but we learn from Vedic sources that this is not so. Only after realizing that we are not these bodies can we enter into the real knowledge and understand what we are, what we actually are. This then is the beginning of knowledge. Should I
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat.
Thank you, Danat Pranam. So here, actually, this is a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami, wherein Sanatana Goswami is asking those questions for us, right? Sanatana Goswami is an eternal associate of the Lord, right? He actually discovered the various places, the Leela Stalis of the Lord in Vrindavan Dham. He is actually given all these books, like Bhakti Sanatana Goswami has written this Brihad Bhagavatamrita, wherein he's talking about the journey of a person, Gopakumar, right? He goes to various places. And then he's trying to discover who is the Supreme Lord, which is the Supreme Dham, and finally reaches Goloka Vrindavan. So the entire transition, the entire story, or the entire Leela of how Gopakumar reaches the spiritual world, what happens there, etc., given by Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And even Rupa Goswami, who's written the Upadeshamrit and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he also considers Sanatana Goswami as a spiritual master. Right? Sanatana Goswami is so exalted. But what is he saying? He's saying, I am very good in Sanskrit and Persian, etc. But I don't know who. Right? He's asking this fundamental question for us. Right? We may be, some of us may be chartered accountants, some of them may be doctors, engineers, etc. But this material knowledge is no use. Is zero. Is zero use for us to go back home, back to Godhead. Right? All of this material education that we've learned in our school and college and are currently employed, all of this are not going to contribute eternally to our soul. They are only helping our body to survive in this material world. Right? So what is that knowledge that will enable us to go back home, back to Godhead? That is real knowledge. What is that knowledge? Sambandha Gyan. Who am I? Who is the Lord? What is my relationship with the Supreme Lord? How do I reawaken my love and relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That is Raja Vidya. That is actual transcendental knowledge. That is called Sambandha Gyan. Establishing, first of all, who am I? Who is the Lord? And what is our relationship? And further is explained here. Leelanandini Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Yes.
Raja Vidya may be further defined as not only knowing what one is and not acting accordingly. What one is but acting accordingly. If we do not know who we are, how can our activities be proper? If we are mistaken about our identity, we will also be mistaken about our activities. Simply knowing that we are not this material bodies is not sufficient. We must act according to the conviction that we are spiritual. Actual knowledge, action based on this knowledge, that is spiritual activity, is work in Krishna consciousness. This kind of knowledge may not seem to be very easily attainable, but it is made very easy by the mercy of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who made this knowledge easily available through the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided the living entities into two major categories: those that are moving and those that are not moving. Trees, grass, plants, stones, etc. do not move because they do not have sufficiently developed consciousness. Their consciousness is there, but it is covered. If a living being does not understand his position, he is stone-like even if dwelling in a human body. The living entities, birds, reptiles, animals, insects, human beings, demigods, etc., number over 8 co-species, and of this a very small number are human beings. Lord Chaitanya further points out that out of 400,000 species of human beings, some are civilized, and out of many civilized persons, there are only a few who are devoted to the scriptures. In the
Hare
present day,
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Krishna. Thank you, Haribol. Yeah. So, so here, Prabhupada is talking about what we discussed the other day, right? Jalaja Navalakshani Stavra Lakshabhumshati. Right? Out of the 8.4 million species, 400,000 is human species. And in the human species also, Bahunam Janmanamate Jnanamam Vam Prapadite Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Those great souls are very rare even amongst the 400,000 species. It's not that the entire race of human beings are civilized and they're devoted to the scriptures, they're devotees of the Lord. No, right? Only a handful of people or the Mahatmas, they are Sudurlabha, very, very rare people actually believe in the words of the Lord, believe in the scriptures and engage in the process of Krishna consciousness. Right? And then Prabhupada also talks about the Abhideya Gyan here. Right? Once we have the Sambandha in place, then we know what are we supposed to do to establish that Sambandha. We know that Ajivera Swarupahe Krishnera Nitya Das. So I am the servant of the Lord. So what am I supposed to do in my constitutional position as a servant of the Lord? I am supposed to serve the Lord in a way that is pleasing to the Lord. Right? So we arrive at the process only after establishing our Tattva Gyan or Sambandha Gyan or transcendental knowledge of who is the Lord, who am I. In this way, we establish the Tattva and then we engage in the process called Abhideya for the purpose of attaining our Sambandha or our re-establishing our Sambandha with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then finally, we get the Prayojana with the mercy of the Lord, and that is what is called Krishna Prema. So that is what is given here very, very beautifully, that this process which will help us re-establish our relationship with the Lord is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has divided the living entities into two categories, those which are moving, those which are not moving. Stavara and Janga, right? Stavara means situated in one place, Janga means moving. Right? Stavara Janga Deke Thara Murti. That means whenever we see any plant or a tree or animal or human being, we should immediately think, we should know or we should recollect that Krishna is existing as Paramatma in every object, whether it is plant, whether it is an animal, whether it is a human being. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Cheva Swapakache Sapakicha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Right? A person with real transcendental knowledge will have Samadarshinaha. That means he will have equal vision. He will see an elephant, a dog eater, all of them having Supreme Lord as super soul in their heart. So he will not either condemn anybody or nor will he be envious of anybody, nor will he be condescending to anybody, right? Everybody he will see as a spirit soul in whose heart the Supreme Lord is present as a super soul. So that is the vision of a transcendentalist, right? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. When we get the real transcendental knowledge, Vidya, what happens? Vinaya also comes. Vinaya means humility. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Sampanne means one who is complete with knowledge and humility. What does he do? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini. As he sees all of these living entities with an equal vision. So that is what distinguishes between a man or a human being and other animals. Otherwise, although we are having this body of a human being, we are like stones, right? Which cannot understand anything, whose consciousness is not at all developed, right? So we'll continue this tomorrow, where Prabhupada is now going to talk about the differentiation between religion and philosophy. I mean, religion and spirituality. Right? So religion is mere rituals, right? I have to do this. When we ask why you are doing this, we don't know, right? It is because my father has been doing it, my mother has been doing it. In our family tradition, we all have been doing it, so we'll continue to do it, right? That is also good. Instead of not doing anything, we'd rather do at least something. But more than ritual, what are we supposed to do? Follow? We want to become spiritual. Spiritual means that with that rituals that will help our spirit, that develop our love towards Lord Sri Krishna. Those are spiritual activities. We want to engage in spiritual activities with the goal of going back home, back to Godhead, with the goal of developing Krishna Prema. So that is what it is. So we'll continue this tomorrow. And now we'll go on with our recitations. First, we'll start with Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 12, entitled Devotional Service. Shri Arjuna Vacha. Evam satata yukta ye bhakta swam padyupasate chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaah. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Mayaveshamano Yemam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas me Yuktatamamataah. Etvaksharam Anirdesham Avyaktam Paryupasate Sarvatragam Achintyam Cha Kutastam Achalam Dhruvam Sanniyam Yendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhayah Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarvabhuta Hite Rataah. Klesho Adhikatarastesham Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyakta hi gatir dukham deha vadbhiravapyate ye tu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matparah ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate teshamaham samudarta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha mayyaveshita chetasam mayyeva man adachva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva atha urdhvam na samshaya. अथ चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामि चाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽपि समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अत एतत् अपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्म फलत्यागं ततः कुरु यथात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्म फलत्यागस्त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुभक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितः मनोबुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षमर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्ष शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्त समे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्य समे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मान अपमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दा सुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्मामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाधान मत्परम भक्तस्ताति मे प्रियः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Now we are going on to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 31, entitled The Gopis' Songs of Separation, which we call as the Gopi Geetam. So, Gopya Uchuhu. Let me share my screen. Gopya Uchuhu Jayati Dedikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashwadatrahi Taita Drishyatam Krishna Dikshutavakas Vaidrita Savas Twam Vichinvate Sharadudashaye Krishna Sadhu Jata Sat Sarasi Jodhara Krishna Shri Mushadrisha Suratanatate Krishna Shulgadasika Paradanignato Krishna Neha Kim Vada Vishajalapyayat Krishna Vyala Rakshasat Varshamarutat Krishna Vaidyutanalat Vrishamayatmajat Krishna Vishwato Bhayat Rishabhate Vayam Krishna Rakshita Muhu Nakalu Gopika Krishna Nandano Bhavan Akila Dehinam Krishna Antaratmadrak Vikana Sartito Krishna Vishwaguptaye Sakaudeyivan Krishna Satvatam Kule Virachita Bhayam Krishna Vrishni Duryate Charanamiyusham Krishna Samshruter Bhayat Karasaroruham Krishna Kanta Kamadam Shirasi Dehina Krishna Shri Karagraham Prajajanartihan Krishna Veera Yoshitam निज जन स्मया कृष्णाद्वंसन स्मिता भज सखे भवत् कृष्णा किङ्करी स्मनो जलरुहाननं कृष्णा चारुदर्शया प्रणत देहिनां कृष्णा पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगं कृष्णा श्रीनिकेतनम् फणिफणार्पितं कृष्णा ते पदाम्बुजं तृणुकुचेषुना कृष्णा कृन्दी हृच्चयम् मधुरया गिरा कृष्णा वल्गुवाक्यया बुधमनोज्ञया कृष्णा पुष्करे क्षणाम् विधिकरीरिमा कृष्णा वीरमूयती अधरसीधुना प्यायायस्वनाः तव कथामृतं कृष्णा तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितं कृष्णा कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलं कृष्णा श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये कृष्णा भूरिदा जनाः प्रहसितं प्रिया कृष्णा प्रेमवीक्षणं विहरणं च ते कृष्णा ध्यानमङ्गलम् रहसि संविदो कृष्णा या हृदि स्पृशाः कुहकनो मना कृष्णा शोभयन्ति चलसि यद्व्रजात् कृष्णा चारयान् पशून् नलिनसुन्दरं कृष्णानाथ ते पदम् श्रीलतृणाङ्कुरैः कृष्णा सीदतीति न कलिलतां मना कृष्णा कान्त गच्छति दिनपरीक्षये कृष्णा नीलकुण्ठलैर्वनदुहाननं कृष्णा बिभ्रदावृतम् जनरजस्वलं कृष्णा दर्शयन् मुहुर्मनसि न स्मरं कृष्णा वीरयच्छसि प्रणतकामदं कृष्णा पद्मजार्चितं धरणिमण्डनं कृष्णा ध्येयमापदि चरणपङ्कजं कृष्णा शन्तमं च ते रमणनस्तनेश कृष्णा अर्पयादिहन् सुरतवर्धनं कृष्णा शोकनाशनं स्वरितवेणुना कृष्णा सुष्ठुचुम्बितम् इतरराघवी स्मारणं नृणां पितरवीरनास्ते धरामृतम् अतति यद्भवान् कृष्णा अहनिकाननं श्रुतियुगायते कृष्णा त्वामपश्यताम् कुटिलकुण्डलं कृष्णा श्रीमुखं ते जडौदीक्षतां कृष्णा पक्ष्मकृदृशाम् पतिषुतान्वया कृष्णा भ्रातृबान्धवान् अतिविलङ्घ्यते कृष्णा अन्ति अच्युतागता गतिविधस्तवोद्गीतमोहिता कितवयोषिता कृष्णा कस्त्यजेन्निशि रहसि संविदं कृष्णा हृच्चयोदयं प्रहससीतनानं कृष्णा प्रेमवीक्षणम् बृहदुरश्रियो कृष्णा वीक्ष्य दामते मुहुरति स्पृहा कृष्णा मूयते मना व्रजवनौकसां कृष्णा व्यक्तिरङ्गते वृजिनहन्त्रेलं कृष्णा विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनाक्षणस्त्वत्स्पृहात्मनां स्वजनहृदृजां कृष्णा यन्निषूदनम् यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहं स्तनेषु भीताक्षणैः प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु तेन तवीमतसि तद्यततेन किं स्वेत् कुर्वादिभिर्भ्रमतिभिर्भवदायुषां नः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। दामोदर अष्टकम की जय। यशोदा दामोदर भगवान की जय। श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की जय हो। So we are on the last week of Kartik Damodar month. So I thought it would be nice if we can go through one day each verse of Damodarashtakam, written by Satyavrata Muni. The explanation of this is given by His Grace Sanatana Goswami. The Satyavrata Muni, what is his mood? What is his attitude as he's reciting these wonderful prayers? That's what we want to see here. Okay, so the first verse. Namamishwaram Shachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Right, Nama Ishwaram. Right, first Satyavrata Muni is actually starting with opulence, with describing the opulence of the Lord. Right, great devotees of the Lord are those like Yashoda Maya, Srimati Radharani, the gopis of Vrindavan, the gopas of Vrindavan. All of these devotees are so much advanced in devotional service and intimacy with the Lord that they don't recognize the awe and reverence. Right, we saw in that Leela where Balaram actually comes and tells Yashoda Maya that Krishna actually ate mud, right? Yashoda Maya does not believe anybody so easily. But when Balaram is coming and telling, then she goes with Balaram to see and asks Krishna, did you eat mud? And of course, our Krishna is saying, no, I did not eat any mud. And then, Yashoda Maya is asking Krishna, open your mouth, let me check. Or Krishna only says, right? If you don't believe me, Maya, let me open my mouth and show you. And then in this way, he opens his mouth and Yashoda Maya sees the entire universe in little Krishna's mouth, right? All the universes are there. Inside that, Nanda Bhavan is there. Inside Nanda Bhavan, the courtyard is there. And in the courtyard, Yashoda Maya is standing, and then Krishna is there. Krishna is opening his mouth, and all of this, Yashoda Maya seeing in Krishna's mouth. And then she's thinking, oh my God, what happened to my little boy? Why is all this being shown in his mouth? And then she falls down unconscious. Although there are several opportunities for Yashoda Maya to know, right, how my little boy is killing demons. When he was few days old, he is killing demons. He is showing the entire Brahmanda in his mouth, right? All of these are chances why Mother Yashoda can understand, oh, this is the Supreme Lord. But she does not, no amount of awe and reverence comes into the sweetness of the relationship between Yashoda Maya and Krishna. So same is the case with the gopis, same is the case with the gopas of Vrindavan Dham. All of the devotees of Vrindavan Dham, they are free of this awe and reverence. So Satyavrata Muni actually starts, right? Why are we starting with the greatness of the Lord? Right? Why? Because we need to understand the greatness of the Lord so that we don't imitate the Lord's pastimes. Oh, the Lord is performing Rasa Leela, right? Let me also do some kind of Rasa Leela, right? So when we understand the greatness of the Lord, then we don't compete with the Lord. We don't want to become the Lord. Rather, we want to appreciate the greatness of the Lord. We are in awe and reverence for the Lord. In this way, we want to follow the Lord's instructions. Right? Manmana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskuru mami vaishasya satyam te prati jani priyosime. Become my devotee, offer your obeisances unto me. Manmana bhava, always think of me. Mad bhakto, become my devotee. Manmana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. So when we do all of this, then we will get real bhava. Then we will get real love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he starts off with Namam Ishwaram, I pay my respectful obeisances unto Sat Chit Ananda Rupam, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the embodiment of Sat Chit and Ananda, who is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss. Ananda Rupam. He is a personal form. He has a personal form, which is the embodiment of Sat Chit and Ananda. Lasat Kundalam, right? Gokule Brajamanam, right? Why is only the Kundalam is mentioned, right? Krishna wears a nice, beautiful necklace. He's wearing a pearl necklace that also comes in the later part of the song. So Krishna is wearing a pearl necklace. Krishna is wearing a nice anklet. Krishna is wearing nice bangles. Krishna is wearing a ring. Krishna is wearing Kundalam. But why only Kundalam is specified in this verse? Because Krishna is seeing Mother Yashoda, right? And he is jumping off the motor and he starts running. At that time, what happens? The kundalam which is there in Lord Krishna's ear, right? It starts moving to and fro. And what does it do when it moves to and fro? It is touching Krishna's cheeks and it is kissing Krishna's cheeks. That is why no other ornament has got this benediction that the kundalam has got. And Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. And those kundalam are shining so bright in the divine realm of Gokula. And what are they doing? They are kissing Krishna's cheeks. That is what is explained here in the first verse. In the second verse, in the second two lines of the first verse, Yashodhabi Oluka Ladhava Manam. Right? Why is he running away? Which is causing the kundalam to go to and fro, because Yashoda Maya is following him. Yashoda Maya is very angry with Krishna because what did he do? He broke the, we already saw the Damodar Leela in the first few sessions of our Kartik month, right? He actually broke the pot of butter. He's feeding he's feeding butter to the monkey sitting on the motor, and then he realized from the expression of the monkeys, oh, Krishna, my mother Yashoda is coming from behind. So he is jumping out of the grinding motor and is running away in fear of Mother Yashoda. Paramrishtam atyantato drutya gopya. And Yashoda Maya is running after him at a greater speed. What does it mean, greater speed? Can anybody run more faster than the Lord? No, nobody can run faster than the Lord. Even the Ashtanga yogis, they are deep in meditation. They cannot even catch Krishna in their mind. Right? How does this gopi, an ordinary gopi, who does not know any siddhi, who does not have any mystic power, who is not well read in the scriptures, how is this gopi able to catch Krishna? That too, she is running with greater speed. What is the greater speed? The speed of devotion is much, much higher than the speed of running of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because the Lord allows himself to be caught by the love and affection of his devotees. He makes the speed of the devotional service rendered by such devotees faster than his own ability to run. Right? We cannot catch Krishna without his own mercy. Right? In this way, he allows Yashoda Maya to run faster and catch him. So this is the loving reciprocation between the Lord and his pure devotees who are completely devoid of this awe and reverence. They are so intimately connected with the Lord that they can bind the Lord. They can capture the Lord in his heart. And Krishna does not give Krishna Prem to anybody and everybody. Krishna gives Krishna Prem only to such self-surrendered devotees, because Krishna is willing to do anything for them. Whatever they say, Krishna is willing to do for them. Right? Krishna never says no. And even before such devotees can ask anything, Krishna is automatically doing that. Right? Krishna became the charioteer for Arjuna. Right? In this material world, have you ever heard a boss becoming the chauffeur for an employee? Never. Right? Because it's below the dignity of the boss to do such work for the employee. But what does Krishna do? Krishna becomes the charioteer for his dear devotee. That's why Krishna is called Achyuta. Krishna is called Achyuta because he is infallible. He never fails in his affection for his devotees. So that affection by which he allows himself to be bound by the ropes of devotion of his mother's love, that is what is explained in the first verse. So now let's quickly sing this beautiful song. Tomorrow we will do meditation of second verse, and this way we'll see how much we can cover. We should be able to cover all of the verses in this month before Kartik month ends. I believe Kartik month ends on November 27th, and the day after tomorrow, 23rd November, is Ekadashi, and it's also the first day of Bhishma Panchaka. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 5 days of Bhishma Panchaka, and that's how we end our Kartik Damodar month on 27th of November. Right? There are 3 levels of fasting for Bhishma Panchaka, so I'll share that in the group. Generally, it's only Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he follows the second level of fasting. At least at present, he's doing second level of fasting or third level of fasting. Maybe at present, he's doing the third level, it's called Havisha. But all of us generally who are in good health can try to do second level of fasting, which means we can have various kinds of fruits which don't have many seeds, boiled potatoes, like that, right? But without any spices, like that. Only sea salt is allowed, like that. So, the next 5 days, starting from Ekadashi on 23rd, we can practice additional austerity. It's said to be Bhishma Panchaka because Bhishma Dev also followed this vrata, and for the pleasure of the Lord. So we will follow this vrata for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. All right. So let me share my screen. Let's quickly sing Damodar Ashtakam, and let us offer diyas to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Sri Radha Damodar. Namamishwaram Shachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodhabhiyo Lukaladhavamana Paramrishtamatyantato Druta Gopya Rudanta Muhurnetra Yogmam Rajantam Parambuja Yugmena Satanka Nidram Moshwasakam Patri Rekanka Kanta Sita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Badham इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषमिमजन्तमाख्यपयन्ताम् तडीयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तजितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृत्ति वन्दे परं देवमोक्षां न मोक्षवदीं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरीषडपीह इदं तेव पूर्णात गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्याविराष्टं किमन्यै इदं ते मूकाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलये वृतं कुण्डलैः स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या मोहचुम्बितां बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्याविराष्टमलं लक्षलाभये नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलधिमग्नाम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादिदीनं वदानो विहनिशमाज्ञं यद्यक्षिदृशा कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव याद्वात् त्वयामुचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमो शीघ्रहो मे स्थितामुदरेह नमस्ते स्तुधाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोधरायात विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव श्रीला गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर भगवान की जय हो अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय हो सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय हो ऑल गॉड्स assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा all glories assembled devotees hare krishna all glories assembled devotees hare krishna all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Meet you all tomorrow morning for the Brahma Murta chanting session. Until then, thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Let me take a print screen of all the devotees. Thank you very much for joining in. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada